Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Welcome to Take It from the Ironwoman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Ironwoman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Ironwoman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. Take it from the Ironwoman. We only have a special guest. Today we go to Theresa. She's an interesting person. I met her through the Ovid network. She's a widow and single mother of 3 children, including one with autism. And her journey has been one of resilience and determination. She produces wonderful toys, and we need to showcase what she's doing and how resilient she is on our podcast. But introduce yourself, Theresa. Where are you today and what can we learn from you?
Okay, I'm Theresa, Mami, Baduba, Ansah, but I prefer to be called MBA, as simple as that. In Ghana, Accra, I am from a family of 4. I have 3 children, boys all. I'm a single mother now. I'm a widow. I run the fashion school, MBA Mode Institute. At the same time, I have a second business under the same business, but it is the production side where we produce African dolls and toys. We use fabrics and waste fabrics to produce the dolls and toys.
This is not the whole story. So tell us, where did it start? How did you get the idea for this?
Okay, so my fashion journey started in 2007. I had come back from Nigeria. I did missionary work, of course, came back, got married, and then worked with the church in training missionaries to be able to travel and do missionary work. So I worked with the church for 6 months, and during that period, I had a miscarriage. And so the doctor advised that, so from my house where the workplace is a bit far and the road was a bit bumpy, so the doctor advised that I stay at one place if I want to get pregnant again and have the baby. After my first contract ended, I didn't go back. In Nigeria, I learned how to make beads jewelry. I started using that as a business when I stayed home. My husband supported me. We went to buy beads in its raw states, and then we came back home. I did a stringing, I sold them, and I started training people, women, in bead jewelry. This was between 2007 and 2010. During that period, we were actually looking for another work, and because this was not sustainable. However, we took the advice of the doctor. So my husband and I assessed the situation, and we realized that getting a job, like an 8 to 5 job, will not work for us. We are thinking of how to take care of the baby at that time and then other children that will come afterwards. He advised that I go to a fashion school. I enroll in a fashion school, and I did. I actually did in 2012, and I graduated in 2014. I actually added the sewing to my bead jewelry. Yes. So in 2012, 3 weeks after I started school, I started working. I was applying the things that I was taught in school practically to sew for people. I had my first clients. I sewed skirts for her, and it continued like that till 2014 when I graduated. Officially, I started operating the fashion business. It wasn't a school, it was a fashion business in 2014. But before then, I was still working. And the fashion, so I was sewing everything, skirts, blouses, wedding gowns, I actually added event decoration to it as well, and the beading as well. I added the fashion school in 2017. Reason was that whilst going to school, I realized there was a gap. There was a gap. I had mates, my colleagues in school, who didn't really pay attention in class. When it comes to practicals, some of us had to help them with their pattern drafting, even sewing. I also realized that there were university students who had completed university in fashion designing, but they were not able to draft garments. Yes. The thought was under entrepreneurship in school. That was when I crafted the name MBA Mode as my business. I registered my business whilst a student. The whole idea was that, okay, I have to bridge that gap. I can help people, train them, and help them get skills so they can start their own small businesses. So that is how I started the fashion school in 2017. We have continued to date.
We need to know a little more about the school. How many students do you have enrolled? When you said you were closing the gap, is it the skills that were missing, or the leadership, or the practicality, or what was missing then?
The practicality, I realized that in the universities, for example, the theory is more. Practical comes in, but concentration is on the theory. And in the universities, they actually do not look out for students who are new to fashion. They don't look out for students who are new. If you come to a university and you have no idea in fashion, the probability of you leaving the university with less knowledge is very high. But if you go to a certificate school,
Like
before
yours.
going to the university, it becomes an advantage for you. You learn more.
If I understand correctly, first they come to you, let's say, they get a certificate, and then they go to
You go
university
to the university.
where they learn maybe more like theory, and then they can go on their, oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
And
Yes.
how many students do you have?
I have trained over 600 students, and currently we are looking at graduating about 100, and I don't know the figures of it, but we have completed training about 125 students that we are hoping to graduate this year. We have our graduation coming up soon.
And are they working on a project? Like now then we can transfer to the dolls, or what are they learning when you come to your school?
So when they come to my school, they learn everything about fashion designing, not specifically the doll. The doll is under a different department. It is one business, but we have two departments. We have the fashion school and we have the doll production, which is our regular production that we receive money. The school side is a training school. The school side, we train you in everything about fashion designing from the basics to the top. And then you will now specialize in which aspects of the fashion you would want to work with. Somebody can graduate from our school. We teach her everything, we teach him everything, but the person can decide that, okay, I want to be a bag producer or bag maker. I want to go into female garments alone. I want to go into male garments alone. I want to go into shoe making or slippers making, because we teach you things, everything that you can decide what you want to specialize in. Then when we come to the production side, we employ workers who have training in fashion designing, or workers who can just stitch fabrics together. And then we will train you to learn how to sew the dolls.
Then it comes all together.
Yes.
How many people are working with you in
We
your
are 13.
organization? Not so much the school, in your organization.
We have a staff of 13. 13. Yeah.
And is it mostly women?
Mostly women.
And who designs the dolls?
I do. I am the creative director, so I design everything. Some of them we use already made patterns, but some we design from the scratch. And then we also have some clients who would want you to tailor it to their needs. So they come, I start from the scratch, and when they are satisfied with the design, we now go for it and then do our curtains and then start sewing.
And if a client comes, do they usually order multiple dolls or multiple whatever offerings you have?
So we do B2B. Our business model is actually from our business to other businesses. We produce in large quantities. However, we have some clients who may walk in and buy one doll, two doll, three dolls, and we will sell for them at the retail price. But our model itself is from our business to other businesses. We produce in large when we can produce 400, 500, 600,000. Yeah, any quantity.
And you said people come in, so it seems like you have a store. Tell us more about that.
Okay, so we have a production house. In the production house, the store actually houses all our products. So when you visit and you want to order, we can take you to the show. We call it the showroom, where you can see all the products. We have the dolls, the different sizes. We have the animals, the lion, the elephant, all the different types, and we have different sizes. We have the bags, we have the wall hangings, we have the backrest pillow like this. This is our product, and it supports the back of the people who sit in it. So you see all those things in physically. Now you can order what you want. Aside seeing the pictures, you get to see all the products. And then you can say that, okay, I want to order 100 pieces of animal, the small lion, 100 pieces of the medium giraffe, 200 pieces of the doll, the large quantity.
And you also have online. That's what I saw on the website.
We also have online, and we have the pictures online as well. So you can go and make your choice. However, if you choose online and you still want a part of it to be customized, we can still do that for you.
And who is your target audience?
So we target all cultural enthusiasts, doll lovers, and then parents of children. They are our target audience. But our customers themselves, when we come to the children and parents, our customers are the children. If you come to Ghana, for example, children do not buy dolls. It is the parents who buy, especially the mothers, they buy for their children. If you go to Europe, for example, in the Netherlands, it is a child can come and pay for a doll. Depending on where you find yourself or where you are marketing your product, your target audience it changes a bit depending on who is paying for the dolls. But generally, we are targeting cultural enthusiasts, doll lovers, doll collectors, and then also parents of children.
You mentioned Netherlands. Are you exporting to the Netherlands?
We are not directly exporting, but indirectly we do that when I go there for fair, like to sell my products.
Oh, that would have been my next question. So you go to fairs and cultural events? Yeah.
Yeah, I do. And I get opportunity to sell and then to make contacts, new contacts, get buyers. I come back to Ghana, I link up and then get opportunity to produce for them.
What a nice story and inspiring. And you as the CEO and leader, what are your challenges that you can share with the listeners?
Challenges in entrepreneurship. One, I would say staff. Yeah, in the creative industry, it's difficult maintaining staff. Some of them will come, they learn, and then they go. It's expensive training them and maintaining them. You are able to maintain them, but in our field of work, you target the young ones. And some of these young ones, their thoughts about their life changes. Today they will come, they're looking for a job. You ask them how long they'll want to stay with you. They'll give you a duration, but along the line, our parents, they'll have other influences, and then their taste changes. They'll tell you they want to go back to school. they want to travel, so you have invested in training them, and then they go with the skills. So you have to employ new people and train them again. And with our kind of production, it is a bit different from the purely clothing production. Ours it takes patience because we work with very small and tiny patterns. And so training becomes expensive and time consuming. It takes about 6 months for a production staff, to work without supervision. It takes about 6 months for a production staff to work without supervision. And so if you have someone who comes in and after 1 year, the person decides to go, then you should know that you are going to start all over again by employing in and training. So one, staff is a challenge, Another challenge that I have personally had with the business is movements. Movement. So I have moved from one location to the other. This is the 4th time we have moved. And it is not actually good for a school to operate in that setting. Yeah, and it's because we do not have a permanent place of school. And there are times you are at a particular place, you are at the edge, and then the owner of the house will want to take his or her building back, and you can't do anything about it. You have to move. When you move, you are going to start all over again, making your presence known in the area, advertise, and this is very costly. Now you have to keep advertising, and you now have to get enrollment start slowly. Unlike where you are, you get calls for the previous place, but because you have moved, they cannot come to where you are. So it's like you are starting all over again. But with the production, there is no problem with that because we always do delivery, no matter where you are. But with the school, the students come to you. So when you move, it becomes a challenge. Access to finance is another challenge. Access to finance, yes. Most times, those who lend money will ask for collateral. And they do not want to use your assets as collateral. They are asking for a car and other collaterals that you may not be able to provide at that time. And so if you need extra money to even fund an order, a production order, because you are not able to provide collateral, it becomes difficult to access finance. Another aspect is the interest. Interest rate is high. Even when you are able to get a lender who is willing to give you the loan, the interest is so high that you are looking at the profit you are going to make from the production and how much interest you are going to pay. And you realize that it's like you shouldn't even go for the loan at all. So these are a few challenges that we have faced as a business.
Yeah. And how do you keep so resilient? Because that's what it says in your biography. I'm wondering.
I have done this year will be my 18th year in entrepreneurship. Yes. So despite all these challenges, my focus has always been on the goal. And that is what keeps me going. Another most important thing is my children. They make me do what I do. I am responsible for them. And if I do not work, it means I cannot take care of their basic needs. Despite the rocky edges, the bumpy road, I still have to work. My butts are supposed to be on the chair and work. Yeah, that is what has kept me in my business for 18 years.
Oh, congratulations. 18 years is a long time building a school, but also the toy business is challenging. Congratulations, and thank you for giving us a glimpse into your life. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Welcome.
What can you learn from this episode? Being resilient, never giving up, 18 years in business. This is a long time, and supporting others, building a school. Take it from the Ironwoman. We have episodes every Monday. Come and join us. We have interesting guests from around the world. And Take It from the Ironwoman is also the book Global Business Coaching with Sports Parallels. Get it in your local bookstore or download it. Enjoy my journey from Switzerland to Kilimanjaro to the Ironman. Thank you for your support. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Free on